Hello everyone, my name is Buket and welcome to my astrology channel. Today, as always, I will be discussing horary reading techniques. Detecting and examining the indicators in horary is crucial. In each question, there are certain rules that need to be followed, and we'll talk about how to reach a conclusion without getting confused and without getting lost in the chart. If you, like me, are deeply interested in horary astrology and want to deepen your knowledge, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Additionally, you can contact me for private lessons and consultations. You can send me a direct message on my Instagram account, which is Buket Solak and underscore at the end of it. Okay, let's start the chart. So today's chart is about career, and the querent is asking, will I get the job? Querent is the person who asks the question in horary charts. So we always start with the ascendant ruler, and this describes the person who asks the question. So we have 23 degrees Aries, 35 minutes, and our ascendant ruler is Mars. And Mars is at 22 degrees Libra, 40 minutes. And Mars is in the 7th house by 5-degree rule. So first of all, we always start with the essential dignities because essential dignity explains if this planet able to fulfill its promise. So we see that this Mars is in detriment in the opposite sign of its domicile Aries. And when a planet is in detriment, we can say that this planet is not really comfortable, this planet is not really powered, and it's very weak. Because when planets are in the opposite signs, they internally not strong to bring its promise. We can say that this Mars is essentially debilitated. This is not a good sign to start because we always want to see the ascendant ruler strong. However, in this chart, it looks very weak. But we can say that this Mars is accidentally fortitude because it's in an angular house in the 7th house. But at the same time, there is something else going on. And the Mars is combust. Because when planets are close to the sun, less than 8 degree and 30 minutes, then they are combust. And combustion is very negative in horary charts. In natal astrology, its outcomes can differ and it doesn't have to be a horrible thing. But since in horary, we are analyzing a really specific and short time, these kind of things like combustion gets more important. And let's see what antiquity says about combustion. Let's start with Betham. So Betham says that if a planet combusts like a man in prison without hopes of liberty. And Betham again says, the Lord of the Ascendant combust, the question is corrupted. And William Lilly says about combustion, beware in all judgments when the significator of the question is either combust or in opposition to the sun. He will then signify nothing of the matter, no good, nor is he able to bring anything to perfection. So it's obviously saying that one planet is very close to the sun, it loses its power. Okay, so till now, we see that the querent who asked the question is not really in a good shape for what she expects. Okay, after Mars, we look at the 10th house. 10th house describes the career. But in this question, she went to an interview and she was negotiating with the 7th house person to get the job. So also in this question, we need to analyze what's going on with the 7th house as well, because when she gets the career, she will work with the 7th house person. So they're going to get together, they will work. That's the reason we look for the 7th house as well. But for the success and the career itself, it's the 10th house. So that's the reason I will also check the 10th house. So let's go to the 10th house first. And we have Capricorn in the house cusp. And therefore, career is represented by Saturn. And Saturn is in 6 degrees Aquarius, 56 minutes, and it's in the 11th house. Saturn is very strong. It's in own domicile and also in a very nice house, 11th house, hopes, fulfillment of desires, expectations. And because it's the Jupiter's house, it's a benefic house. So we can say that the job, the career looks very well. But let's see if it's enough to get a positive outcome, because we need to analyze every signature in the chart to make a conclusion. Okay. So in every question, we analyze the moon. And moon is our significant, moon is also signifies the querent. It's a co-significator of the querent. And moon here is in 15 degrees Aries, 10 minutes. And moon in this sign is peregrine. And peregrine means that if the planet has no dignity or no debility in the sign, so it's showing that this planet doesn't have any responsibility in the sign, and the planet doesn't know really what to do in this sign. It's very different for what it used to. So it's kind of like lost, and it's a weakness for astrology. And also, this moon is in the 12th house of hidden enemies and self-undoing. And 12th house is the worst house in the chart. It's because it doesn't see the ascendant, so there is no light. And it's also a cadent house, which means planet in this house doesn't really have a power to take an action, like not motivated at all. So you can say that the co-significator planet moon is also showing that the querent is not really enough for this job, or the circumstances are not really supporting, because the house placement explains the external environment stuff. It's an accidental debility. All right. So if we so our major thing is going to be to see if moon or Mars making any aspect to the 10th house. So we can say that the person can get the job. But however, sometimes if there is a big debility, big weakness, it's really hard to get what we want. So we see that Mars is already dead in this position. Is because it's in detriment and also combust. So maybe moon can finish the job for us, but moon is also weak. But let's check the aspects and start with the Mars. And Mars' next aspect is going to be, let's see, a square with Pluto. And Pluto is in the 10th house, is not also a good testimony. Okay, a square to Pluto is making things harder because Pluto is a power that we cannot really control, and it's like unknown energy. Therefore, it's not a good testimony again, and it's a hard aspect. And we look for the moon. Moon's next aspect is going to be with Jupiter, and it's going to be a sextile. And Jupiter in this chart is ruling 12th house, 8th house, and the 9th house. So 8th house and 12th house takes my attention because they are two malefic houses. 8th house is about debt, anxiety, stress, and like since it's a death, it doesn't have to be someone dying, but maybe at end of the process or changing of the process. So in this chart, even Jupiter, normally a benefic planet, in this specific chart, Jupiter becomes a malefic because it's ruling malefic houses. And 12th house is also about loss, and suffering, pain. Therefore, we can easily say that she will not be able to get the job because there is no aspect between Saturn. And if you look for the 7th house, the Venus is in Sagittarius, and Moon is not applying to Venus as well to negotiate. Instead, the aspect is in past. And Moon's next aspect is to Jupiter. And what happened is, she told me that if she got the job, she would be working with a lady, but the lady was really stressing her out. As you can see that the ascendant ruler, Mars, is in the 7th house. So working for her, working for other person, but she's not feeling well for that. She said that she didn't really like the boss. She didn't really feel comfortable with her. And this explains Mars' situation. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this chart. And as I said, if you want to study with me, like private lessons, or if you want to get a consultation, you can just DM me on my Instagram, Buket Solak and _ at the end of it. Thank you. See you later. And please don't forget to subscribe. And if you have any questions about this chart, you can leave the comments down below. Thank you so much. Have a good day.